I like his voice like that because it seems like he gets choked up when he talks about it.
It's very Clint-esque is what it is.
It is. So you're kind of ready for the meat. What are we going to do in Greece? So I want to tell you about kind of what we're going to go through tonight. You're going to get your itinerary. A lot of this is in the book, but we're going to go through it. What are the highlights of the trip? What is the curriculum look like? Do I actually have to take tests while I'm over there? What is, do I have to write papers? How does that work? Departure, how do you get ready? Courtney, we have to call it the Courtney 500 list. You have everything you need to know about it. Once you're abroad, frequently asked questions. And before you leave tonight, a couple things you need to know. Make sure you know our mission, your files. Make sure you know everything that's turned in. This is going to be repeated again and again and again. But Courtney, it's a purple box over here.
Yeah, just make sure that like as you walked in, that you got your folder, that you look through it, that everything that's highlighted on the front is actually in your folder, and that you initial all of your global lead waivers and your UGA waivers on the bottom of every single page.
Doing that now?
Turn it in before you leave.
Yep, and confirm that you're registered for classes. We'll talk more about that later if that's triggering questions. And we want you to ask lots and lots of questions. We want you to ask them at the end because we're probably going to cover it. So we're going to go through all of it. We're going to have plenty of time for questions at the end. I want to introduce the two people who are going to be in Greece on the ground. Before I do that, Garrett will also be there as well. He's going to be speaking later. He really is one of the drivers of a lot of this curriculum. So when he hops up here later, you'll know who he is. He's the greatest adventurer since Christopher Columbus. That's how you want me to introduce him tonight. So he'll be doing a lot of that.
Kevin's the best storyteller since Mark Twain. That's
wait, but I want to tell you about these guys real quick. Robbie Reese, if you'll stand up. Robbie is the co-founder. He is the guy, if you have questions at the end about Greece, ask him. He set this program up. He left a high-paying real estate job. We never made money, but Robbie did it one time to come do this. And he set up this program. He's been to these places. He's seen these places we're staying in. So ask him lots of questions. He's going to tell you a lot of this stuff tonight. He'll be on the ground. And then Beth Ann, if you'll come on up here, she is the newest core member of the Global E.A.D team. She is our Director of Corporate Operations, so she has two roles. She's the one who makes sure we get paid our huge salaries every week. I still live at home with my parents. That tells you how well we're doing right now with this. And then she also is going to be on the ground. While Robbie is the smart business guy, this is our motherly person on the ground. Girls, this is the one you go to if you're need all that kind of stuff. She's great. And I'm going to have her kick it off telling you all this stuff.
Guys too.
There's a lot of guys, okay? Here you go. Go for it.
All right, so I want to real quick go over the route. I don't know if you've even Google mapped Greece yet, but this is what Greece looks like. We have Italy to the west and Turkey to the east. We're going to start out in Glafada, which is about 30 minutes outside of Athens. We'll be there the longest. Then we're going to hop on a 9-hour ferry down to Crete, be in Crete for a couple weeks, do the curriculum there. Hop on over to Santorini and then Mykonos and then back up to Glafada for the wrap-up and the final dinner. So that's kind of the map, the route of where we're going. So let me kind of talk a little bit about the schedule. So we hit the ground running right away. We have orientation week, followed by service week or diplomacy week. So we will have service day every single day. We'll have a lot of community group activities. We'll have breakout sessions, as Doug mentioned earlier, as well as we will have Sunday dinners every Sunday as a group at different local restaurants. The third week is off week, and I know there's been a lot of questions about if you can travel, when you can travel, where you can travel. We do recommend if you're going to travel Friday to Friday from the 22nd into the 29th, or the 21st to 28th, because we hop on a ferry to Crete on the 29th. But we can talk more about that, and you can ask specific questions at the end. The fourth week is Education Week, and this is where we start our curriculum in Crete. So Garrett will be leading us that week with all kinds of activities and sessions and breakouts. We also have a fun adventure, followed by Leadership Week, which Kevin will be leading that week, and that'll also be in Crete. Same thing. We do have the Doolies visiting us in Crete, and they both Vince and Barbara will be giving lessons that week. Followed by a few days in Santorini and a few days in Mykonos, and then back to Glafada at the end. So that's kind of a brief overview. Now we'll kind of dive into some more of the details and the fun stuff about what happens in each place. So the service. So as I mentioned, service the second week. We are partnering with a nonprofit already on the ground called Praxis. And what they do is they really tailor to the socially excluded people in Greece, usually as refugees. people and children who ordinarily wouldn't have access to healthcare or schools or other kind of life improvement kind of things. So we'll be partnering with them, doing all kinds of things from community improvement to after-school programs to English with children to doing things that wouldn't ordinarily get to do, like take them to a really fun amusement park called L.E.A.D Park. So we'll have opportunity to do a bunch of different things with that community all week long, and we'll get to know them and really understand what they go through every day and the kind of their struggles, as well as get to kind of have an impact on them as much as they'll probably have more impact on you. So some of the highlights of the tours and adventures. So obviously Greece, known for its history. So we have a lot of tours focused on that. The first week we have 4 tours in 5 or 6 days. We do take a tour of the islands, so you get a chance to get on a boat, and it's a full day tour from like 8 in the morning till 9 at night, where we'll stop at 3 different little port towns. And there you will be able to have a chance to do the shopping and enjoy the restaurants, a lot of little villages on these islands. As well as we will take a tour of the Acropolis. So the Acropolis Museum actually just opened up last year. It's state-of-the-art architecturally. It's absolutely beautiful. You walk in and you actually walk on glass, so you feel like you're actually in it. It's really, really cool. So we'll have a chance to do that, as well as take the tour of the whole entire city. So you'll get to see all of Athens, kind of in a nutshell, kind of pick exactly where you want to go during the off week and where you want to take another tour, if you want to go on a certain beach, whatever. You have all the opportunity to take that tour, so you kind of know whereabouts you kind of want to go. So then we also have several tours and adventures in Crete and then Mykonos and Santorini. So in Crete we'll have an adventure day. You'll do anything from canyoning to caving to river trekking to riding a donkey. I mean, it's pretty much endless. As well as we'll have a chance to swim in the hot springs on the volcano of Santorini. So there's definitely a lot of adventure involved in the trip as well, as much as there's beautiful sightseeing. So I'm going to turn it over to Robbie, who's going to talk more about each place and where we're staying and kind of what happens and what it's like.
All right. So I had the privilege, as Kevin said, to spend about 2.5 months in Greece this summer. It's a really rough job. I think everybody else was back in the States, in an office or in a coffee shop or whatever it may be. I had to go to Greece for 2.5 months. It was fantastic, and what I learned was this is a fantastic place to put a study abroad program. From the history and the culture and the experience that you're going to have, just want to give you a really quick glimpse of some of these different areas that we're going to spend time in. The first place we're going to go, Athens/Glyfada. You're like, Wikipedia, where is Glyfada? I mean, no one knows Glyfada. It is a southern suburb of Athens. It's about 20 minutes south of the city. Basically, take Athens, Georgia, and move it to the ocean. It's amazing. It is little streets. It's got like 6 blocks by 6 blocks, and small little streets with cafes and nightlife and open air, little restaurants. It's perfect. You walk around. Our hotel is about 10 minutes walk from the beach. So any day, if you want to go out to the beach and enjoy the weather, in this time of year, it's going to be probably about 80 degrees. We're going to have a really nice summer in Athens. So Glyfada is perfect. You're really going to enjoy it. Lots of culture. Actually, it's where a U.S. Air Force base used to be, and they cleared it and they put this city, and it's fantastic. You're really going to enjoy it. So we're going to spend a lot of time. You got some pictures. Our hotel right here, the Oasis Hotel. If you haven't already gotten the link, we can send it out to you, but it's so beautiful. We've got a pool out front. We've got some hot tubs. Bottom left here, this is our first night. Our welcome dinner is going to take place at this restaurant. It's really fantastic.